So basically, our sailing vessel went to Quebec. The company is called Café William, and then went to Le Havre. It's a big, it's a big risk,
Undertaking.
you know.
Yeah.
We did. You export, as it is a sailing vessel, you don't export in containers because containers cannot get in. So we export it on pallets.
This episode is proudly brought to you by Mapper Forward's workshop. It's time to become a coffee consultant. Learn how to diversify your revenue streams and create freedom from your day job while saying goodbye to that alarm clock forever by becoming a consultant within the coffee industry or directly to consumers who have shifted towards home brewing and home roasting. Protect your income from challenging times in the coffee value chain by taking this course today. Go to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the show notes for details. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a great 5-part series with Angel from Belco. We are talking about logistics and financing of moving coffee. Now, we're going to talk about a sailboat. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that coffee would be transported around the world on sailboat until Angel and Felipe came and visited Dubai a few months ago, and we spent like 5 days together. And I looked at these guys telling me about how they're going to move coffee with a sailboat. I'm like, you're the Greta Thunberg of coffee? What? We were sitting in Zaroub, which is my favorite, and we were sitting and we were talking about this stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Really? Yeah. And these guys helped me understand how they are creating the future of coffee freight with these sailboats. So tell us how Belco is changing the world of coffee with sailboats.
That's a very good phrase. I feel like we are changing the world, and we are at least changing our world in a way. It all started in, I would say, around 9 years ago, when with Alex, the president of Belco, we got contacted by a person called Guillaume Legrand, who is the CEO, co-founder, of Tout, which is a shipping line that has built already 2 sailing vessels. That means that these vessels are moved only by wind and solar transport. So they are fully dependent on the wind. Yeah, on the wind. So he's from a small ocean village town in France. In France, yeah. And he contacted us saying, like, I had this idea of sailing. He started explaining why. He was telling, it was necessary to have only one generation to make us forget that before we were using the sailing technology. And he came up saying, like, I'm freighting sailing boats that can transport up to 20 tons of coffee. And I came very serious. We said, it looks interesting, it's of course it changes quite a lot for the environment in general. And then it was more time than what you usually need to import the coffee. And I think we received a first quote like for $120,000, which
wow,
which you say unfortunately is not
it's
scalable.
Prohibitive.
Because
yeah,
it's not scalable because it's the volume that is too small. The capacity, and at the same time is very high. We did a couple of tests with him with small sailing boats, and he started working his idea, built his design, his concept, until the moment that it was after the pandemic. It was done. Like he had everything to move on. So he started, of course, getting from companies like ours that have been supporting them from the beginning. asking what we call a letter of intent, saying like, okay, we want to transport coffee. I remember when we signed the first letter of intent, the vessels were not yet built or even financed, the construction.
Uh-huh.
And we say we want to do it. But then, time passes and things get concrete. So,
did you think it was going to eventuate, or were you like, maybe?
I think you can hesitate in a moment.
Okay.
You can hesitate in a moment, but honestly speaking, him as well as his wife, who is Colombian and is the co-founder of the company, are those kind of people that are energies. You feel that they are like energies, and you feel that they are gonna transform that energy into something. You feel it, and they were quite ambitious about it, and quite funded, and I would say fundamentally and philosophically 100% sure that was what they need to do, because they think is the future, and they did it.
I've had a couple of conversations with Guillaume on LinkedIn, and you get that impression from him. Like, he's just like, he decides this is going to happen. I don't see him as the kind of guy who is surprised at his own success so far. He decides it's going to happen, and it's going to happen, and that's it. Let's move on, right? Like,
he of course he wants to continue. He has already built two sailing vessels. He wants to have 8. Then he wants to have 30. He wants to change the world of doing logistics.
He sounds like a great partner for Belco on that perspective. Folks, just to be very clear, Belco and Map It Forward are not financially connected in any way. This is not an advertisement for Belco. I don't do any business with Belco at all. Just so that I'm very clear, this is not an ad for Belco. Alex can thank me at some point. No, I was obviously joking. I just think this is a really cool concept, because I know what it is to be the first to market for a product that you have no guarantee if it's going to meet mass adoption or not, and you know how expensive it's going to be to do the test runs. So I have a lot of respect for the fact that you guys are early adopters to this. Now, tell us about how the first... because the one from Brazil just left.
Yes, and that's the first from Brazil, and the second that we ship from Latin America. So the first one was in Colombia in the month of September, so just before I met you. And there is something about being the first. Nobody wants to be the first. Nobody wants to be, and like Brazilians, they have this metaphor of the cow. that they put it on the rivers.
Okay.
When they are moving cows, they will put one cow to see if there are piranhas.
They sacrifice. That's so Brazilian.
and in a way, being the first one, it's great to be the first one.
As long as there's no piranhas.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was a big challenge, and I think that is something. When you said, "Did you hesitate?" I told you probably I did, but I believed that they were gonna do it. But Alex never did. Alex never hesitated. He always believed, and he also believed that we have to do it in a volume that is considerable for our global volume.
Right. So it's not something that's going to be a cute greenwashing kind of thing. You guys want to make this a part of the way that you do business in the future, and that's the direction that you want to head in, correct?
Exactly. And as I'm telling you, we put all of the harvest from Colombia going to Belco in France to be distributed in Europe was sailed. All of it.
That must be very satisfying and exciting all at the same time.
It is very satisfying. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but it's very satisfying at the end. And Brazil was the second. So as you know, our our main partner in Brazil for it, set it up. It's FAF, and they have just shipped it. It left yesterday from the port of San Sebastián.
It's very exciting to not only like have spent time with the two of you talking about, solving all the problems in coffee. We did that in 5 days, but also to watch you guys support each other's visions and actually do business together and try this very, I use this word intentionally, risky. It is a risk to do coffee this way. It's a risk for FAF because it's expensive and 100 things could go wrong. Like logistically, 100 things can go wrong with the boat.
Yeah, logistically, in the classical way, 100 things could go wrong. In the way we do it, 1,000 could go wrong. So it is a risk. It is a risk. And, at the end, you need to be able to take these risks if you want sometimes to make things move. And this is I recall what I was saying. We were the first, and it's not for nothing, because we're a company that takes risks.
Yeah. It's a part of the culture and the DNA of Belco to do things this way.
Yes.
What has been what's been the experience? Like how did it play out?
It's it's complex in many aspects. We started the first one here in Colombia. And I think everyone is aware of the history of Colombia with narcotics. And
no, I'm not. Tell me.
Tell me a little bit. So there are a lot of restrictions in terms of like exports, how you are controlled, and when we're starting having the first discussions with the police, because I was telling you we are a new porting company here. They were saying like, okay, so you're telling me a new company is gonna sail on a sailing vessel that has the capacity of doing 1,000 tons coffee, and I remember the first meetings we had with the police. It was like, you and your planet. I don't like this. I don't like sailing vessels. Of course, people will not trust you, and then as we were talking, there are a lot of like the environmental aspects. In Europe, people can be aware it's not the same everywhere,
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a little, it was a lot of stuff, so explaining the project was like, okay, so you're gonna put that amount of tons. The capacity of the sailing vessel is 1,000 tons. For this first one, we put 400 of coffee, 20 of cacao, and the other half was filled by a roaster in Canada.
What do you mean a roaster?
It's a roaster, a coffee roaster.
A coffee roasting machine?
No, a coffee roaster company. Coffee roasting company.
A coffee roasting company filled the grain. The rest of you put 400 and they put 600.
They put the same amount, more or less.
Wow.
So there's people that is willing to take risks. So basically, our sailing vessel went to Quebec. The company is called Café William, and then went to Le Havre. So it's a big risk,
Yeah.
We did. You export, as it is a sailing vessel. You don't export in containers because containers cannot get in. So we export it on pallets.
So when you say they can't come in, they can't get in, there's no, like, logistically you can't get a container into the vessel. So you have to do it on,
on pallets, exactly. So it's like it was before, it's a boat. It's a boat.
How does the port handle that?
Here in Colombia, we did it with Santa Marta. There are different ports in the Caribbean part. Atlantic Caribbean. We did it with Santa Marta because it was among the smallest one, and that had the flexibility to do something like this. Because it changes completely the way of doing your logistics.
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, do you just turn up to the port and say, "Hey, listen, like we know that coffee is done with containers, and we know that that's how things are loaded. But can you block us out some time, because we're going to load pallets onto a boat and sail it away? I mean, how does that conversation? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
I was joking, but seriously, that's what you do.
Yeah, no, you say it has to go on pallets. We're gonna sail it away. So people is like, okay, how long it takes? What is the capacity?
What have you been smoking?
Yeah, exactly. No, there is people sailing merchandise on small sailing boats, as I was telling you. And they almost see them like hippies. So in a moment they could not believe that such a project could exist. We have to present it to the national authorities in Colombia to have their support.
And were they asking, like, are you going to be shipping other things in there, like narcotics? And like, do they do that due diligence?
Yes, they control it in the port. So it's, for example, in Colombia, the coffee it's handled by an institution. Mm-hmm. Which is the FNC, and their logistic arm, which is Alma Café. But we did also 20 tons of cacao.
So who looks at that?
It's very different, because the authorities of cacao is not like in coffee. The production is smaller. But again, it has to be controlled as well in the port. So it is a whole change, for them to understand and to really say, okay, they are going to do this.
So when you do this and the port at Santa Marta starts seeing, are you the first to do it at this scale and at Santa Marta?
Like in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
That must feel so fucking cool to say. No,
scale, yes.
That's cool. So, okay, so you're the first ones to do it in the world at this scale. Does the port start like looking at this as though, so are you going to do this again? Are they
yes.
And I know you're going to do it again, but do they start getting curious about, like, where is this going?
Yes. Yes, of course. They do, because it is also for them, showing that they do it. It's also important. So yeah, of course, it is. They want to know if we were happy about it. They want to know if we're gonna do it, if it's gonna be for more than once, etc. And it's an image at the end, also.
So they become your partners in this.
They can be, ports like in Le Havre. Le Havre, it's a port that has supported us in France, in Normandy, on this project, and they have supported Toad quite a lot. Even Toad, as I was telling you, they are originally from a small town. They moved their office to Le Havre because for all of the support that the port from Le Havre has given.
Wow! So the coffee leaves. It ends up at its destination. It gets offloaded. Is the process of offloading it and the fact that it's gone by sailing boat, does the receiving country see that any differently?
The thing is that you need to change some things, because they can get the trans pallets into the boat, and you're sending it by boat. So so basically you will receive pallets instead of containers. So the unloading as the loading, it has to be really different.
Okay.
Completely.
And then the transport. I'm sorry for this if this sounds like a silly question.
No.
Does the coffee, once it gets offloaded, get put into containers and then taken to the final destination, or what happens? It gets put
No. It gets outside of the boat in the pallets to the warehouse.
Just straight from the pallet directly to the warehouse. Wow.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, Then you will transport it in trucks. So you put the pallets in the trucks, but no containers.
So you've got a proof of concept. You've done it twice now. Is that enough of a proof of concept to start scaling?
Yes. We have signed for it. So we are moving another sailing vessel from Guatemala in May. We are doing another one in August from Colombia, and then from Colombia we're going to be doing 2 per year. One in August, one in January.
Wow.
So so it's a scaling. Imagine we can fill up to 1,000 tons each time, 50 containers, the equivalent of 50 containers.
And I mean, it begs the question: how is Europe going to receive this? Europe is going to be very happy about this, right?
I think I will come back to the question of why are we doing it.
Okay.
A couple of years ago we did a study. I don't know if I told you about it, like to understand a little bit the market on coffee consumption. And 2 French out of 3 that were under 25-year-old have never drank coffee, and say will never do it because they will consider it as a product that pollutes. So
That's
imagine
wild.
Yeah, so imagine you come, you arrive with a solution that you say, okay, listen, you will reduce your carbon footprint on the transport of the coffee of 90%. There is no leak of fuel. There is no sound pollution. There are not containers that fell in the sea, because at the end that could happen. I think it's around 2%, if I'm not wrong. Maybe it's not the exact number. You are not dependent on the fuel price in a way, and then for the coffee as well, the quality is different. Why? Because in the containers, when they are outside in the sun, they can get temperatures of 130 Celsius degrees, where here inside of a boat, so
right.
The temperature is different. We are measuring that on this third transport. So I think we're going to publish how they're traveling, but we know that it's not going to be that. We know it's going to be better.
If you're not paying for fuel, does that mean that shipping costs are more stable?
That's the idea.
That's fucking great.
That's the idea. And I will tell you something. After COVID, I was buying coffee from all over the world from France, and I paid more on normal transport than what we are paying on a sailing.
Yeah, wow.
Because at those times, prices exploded. And
yeah, I remember they went from like $4,500 a container to $18,000 a container.
I will give you the most extreme example. Okay. I remember book a container from Jakarta to Le Havre that passed from $500 to $15,000.
Wow.
One 20-foot container.
Wow. And this is powered by no fossil fuels. What happens if something goes wrong? Insurance.
Everything can go wrong. No, things can go wrong, but of course there are many things that could go wrong. The first one I would tell you, we are insured. Yeah. We found an insurance, people that wanted to insure.
That mustn't have been easy.
Yeah. And then, of course, imagine, I told you, we exported the whole harvest to Belco, France on that sailboat. Of course, wow. If something goes wrong, well,
wow.
you're a bit screwed, no? But the one from Colombia arrived safely. As I told you, did on scale in Quebec, in Canada, to Café William, and then went to Le Havre, arrived in Le Havre over a month ago. The one from Brazil left yesterday. So we also do, and you can track the boats, and I also had the opportunity to meet with the crew of the boat when they were in the port of Santa Marta. I will tell you,
the videos are awesome.
These people, they work on what they do. They are professionals on what they do, and they do it because they truly believe that they will change the world.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of hippies that are like smoking weed all day saying, let's sell some coffee around the world.
Contrary. The contrary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have 2 episodes to go. The next episode, folks, we're going to talk about the costs of financing coffee and its logistics. Because when you start introducing the concept of stable shipping prices, like with sailboats, I'm not sure that people are ready for that kind of comfort. But given the volatility of what's going on in the market, I think people would find the stability that comes with sailing boats and the financing of logistics in that environment, they would welcome that significantly if it is something that's scalable. So join us for the next episode, folks. We'll see you there. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. Please don't forget to show us some love by subscribing, liking, commenting, and most of all, sharing this podcast with your friends. Check the show notes for links, including our sponsors and our Patreon, and stay tuned for more great conversations on the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward.